So if you're planning a trip for 2026, I'm guessing your social media feeds are just flooded with these urgent, panicky videos about new travel rules. But here's the real question. Are these rules even real, or are they just clever scams trying to cash in on your travel anxiety? Today, we're going to cut right through all that noise and get to the verifiable facts.
You know, this whole explainer kicked off because of this one comment on a video. Just 3 words. And wow, it just perfectly captures this huge problem we have right now, this massive distrust of online travel advice. It really made me realize, okay, we need to set the record straight.
So that's what we're going to do. The mission is really simple. We're going to take the biggest viral travel myths and stack them up against the actual official government sources. No opinions, no speculation, just the ground truth.
All right, let's dive right into the first one, because this is the myth causing the most panic right now, this so-called EU entry fee.
I'm sure you've seen them, these frantic videos claiming you could be denied boarding at the gate, like right now, if you haven't coughed up this supposed $100 fee. So is that true? Let's find out.
Okay, look at this. This slide just lays it all out, the lie versus the truth. They're telling you there's a mandatory $100 fee. But the official EU portal, and you can see the source right there, tells a completely different story. The real system is called ETIAS. It's only €7, and it's not even fully mandatory yet.
Let's just focus on that number for a second. €7, not $100. That's about $8 in the US. That is the actual official cost. Anything more than that is a flat-out scam, period.
So what even is this ETS thing? Well, first off, it is not a visa. Think of it as a quick online pre-authorization form. It takes maybe 10 minutes to fill out. It's really just a security check, not some giant expensive hurdle. Now, this is where a lot of the online confusion comes from. A lot of creators are mixing up ETIS with another system called EES. They are not the same thing. And it's super important to know the difference, because EES is what you'll actually see when you get to the airport.
So here's the absolute key difference you need to remember. ETIS is the online form you do before you leave home. The EES is the automated kiosk at the airport when you arrive. That's where they scan your fingerprints and face. You don't apply for EES, and you definitely don't pay anyone for it.
Okay, myth number 2. This one is all about the dreaded carry-on bag, and it really preys on that universal fear we all have of getting hit with unexpected baggage fees at the gate.
So the story goes that some new global law has made your old, trusty carry-on bag obsolete. And, conveniently, these videos have a link to the perfect 2026 approved bag for you to buy. So, is there any truth to this at all?
And here we go again, the myth versus the reality. The lie is that there's a new, smaller size. The truth? If you check the major airlines, American, Delta, United, they're all still using the exact same 22 by 14 by 9 inch standard they've used for years. The rule itself hasn't changed. What's changing is how they enforce it. So here's the real story. Instead of that old metal cage you had to shove your bag into, airlines are starting to use AI-powered cameras. These new sensors just look at your bag and flag it if it looks too bulky or overstuffed. So the answer isn't to buy a new bag, it's just to be a little smarter about how you pack the one you already have.
All right, our last one, and this one is a masterclass in misinformation because it's wrapped around a tiny little kernel of truth, which makes the lie that much more believable.
The videos are screaming, warning, if you're from the US, Canada, or Australia, your passport is not enough to get into the UK anymore. And this half-truth is being used to whip up a whole lot of unnecessary panic.
And boom, here's how they're trying to trick you. They're using that little bit of truth to sell these crazy expensive consulting services. But if you look at the real numbers, and again, this is straight from the official UK Gov app, the actual process is incredibly cheap and fast.
So here is the fact. Yes, you do need something new. It's called the UK Electronic Travel Authorization, or ETA. And starting February 25th, 2026, it is mandatory for travelers from places like the US, Canada, and Australia.
And what does this mandatory authorization cost? £16. That's it. It's not $80, it's not $100. If you see a website asking for more than that, you're on the wrong site. Close the tab.
And forget about this idea that it takes weeks to get approved. No way. The official data shows that 90% of applications are approved in under 3 minutes, right from the app on your phone.
So, okay, we've tackled these 3 big lies.
But the real goal here isn't just to debunk these specific myths. It's to give you the tools so you don't get fooled by the next one. Because trust me, there's always a next one.
You always have to ask yourself, why is this content being made? It's not to help you. It's designed for clicks, and very often it's designed to sell you something. Whether it's an affiliate link for a special suitcase or a shady service for a simple form, the goal is to make money from your confusion.
So here's what you can do every single time. It's a simple 3-step check. First, just figure out which government department is actually in charge. Second, search for their official website. Look for a .gov address or whatever the official domain is for that country. And third, always check the info there before you give anyone your money or personal details. In the end, it all just comes down to this one question. The next time you see a travel alert that makes your stomach drop, just pause for a second and ask yourself, who profits if I'm scared? The answer will almost always lead you straight to the truth.